Hi guys, I'm Ashish and you are watching me on Medico Acme India, and today I'm going to discuss about the very first lecture of the PhD AIIMS entrance lecture series, and it will be all about the PhD life at AIIMS as I'm a PhD student at AIIMS. So I'm going to clear about the merits and demerits which is with the PhD course at AIIMS. So guys, what happens if you are appearing in the entrance like kind of for a highest degree from the highest institution, you have a kind of big dream. So what happens if the dream comes true, and what happens if the dream becomes kind of rubbish? So this is very big question mark among people that PhD at AIIMS is good or bad. So today's lecture is based on that only, and after this lecture you will have like kind of clarity for this kind of things. So guys, what happens, so if you are enrolled in a PhD, then the first important thing is the financial support. So why? Because you are at the age of like 25 or 28, 20, 30, kind of 25 or 30. So in that case, what happens, your parents have an expectation that you should have a financial liberty. They doesn't want that you are going to demand some money. So what in case of PhD? So guys, let me clear that PhD is a kind of not a course only. Here you are getting some stipend can be from your institute, can be from the project in which you are enrolled, or can be from the kind of your own fellowship. So there are three ways for the financial support. If you are having your own fellowship, then it's okay, you are going to get the PhD here, and that will be kind of 10 marks bonus to you in AIIMS Delhi. So this is the very first thing. And second thing is that the institute, that is AIIMS, is going to provide an institute fellowship. Okay, so this is an option that AIIMS is going to provide, but what happens, they are only giving for the kind of certain duration, that is the 6 months to 1 year in an installment kind of thing. 6 months, then again 6 months. So maximum of 1 year institute is going to provide you the fellowship based on your performance, based on your like committee members decision. So this is very important that you should have a kind of own fellowship, so that you have to have a financial liberty throughout your PhD, not only for a 1 or a year of duration. And the third option is that project has a sufficient kind of fund. Project is what is project? Project is a kind of research project which one have like kind of submitted in a funding agency. They have given the funding, they have the manpower, you can say they have the money for your salary, then the salary will be same as the own fellowship. But the again demerit is that the fellowship that you are getting from the project is for the 1 to 2 years only, depending on the project. Okay, so this is going to be a disadvantage, that AIIMS has no such kind of like kind of surety that you are going to get the institute fellowship. Institute fellowship only for 1 year and to only like 10 to 20 students per year, or per, you can say, session. So it is very difficult that you are going to survive without the like kind of financial thing. So this was the first thing, that financial support should be there, and which is a kind of lacking in like kind of AIIMS institute. So this is the best thing, that you have to have your own fellowship and for like kind of financial liberty. The second thing is hostel, gym and cultural activity. So guys, hostel you will get in like 6 months if you are a boy, and there is no certainty that the hostel will be given. That is depending on like kind of occupancy. What happens, accommodation is depending just on the like kind of vacation. If people are vacating, the seats are available, then they'll provide you, otherwise they are not. Like kind of girls, now I'm going to have a like kind of disclose the situation. What is happening, that some girls are waiting for like kind of 1.5 years and they are not getting hostels. Even like some people in the boys like are waiting for 6 months. So hostel occupancy depends on the vacation of the seats. And gym is available in the like campus. Swimming pool is campus, but what happens if you have not like kind of hostel, then what is the need of gym and like kind of swimming pool? So this is all like kind of the dream thing only. Okay, in like kind of in the first 1 year it is a dream only. So guys, cultural activity, there is no kind of society, but there is a society here, that is SYS, Society of Young Scientists, that will provide a kind of cultural activity once a year, and you can participate in kind of other institute programs also, cultural programs also, but that is through kind of social like society. Okay, so hostel, gym and cultural activity is all depending on kind of thing. So leave, you are not going to have a kind of semester break or anything kind of like that. So what happens if you are enrolled in PhD, then you have to survive for 5 years without the leave, but you are getting like kind of the holidays and 1 to 3 or 15 days of like kind of leave you can get, but that will be from your department only. That will be for your like kind of work. If you have work, you will not get the leave. If you have your clarity in the work, then you will get the leave. Clarity say I mean ki you will not have a kind of pending works that the leave can be hampered. Okay, so this kind of work can be hampered. So guys, leave depending on your work only, and there is no kind of certain, or you can say surety, that this period is for the leave here in AIIMS, as like in the DU that you are getting leave, inter-semester leave or intra-semester leave. That is not the point here to have a like kind of that leave. Okay, so guys, no coursework in AIIMS Delhi. There is no coursework. So these things I am discussing the demerits only. Okay, so no coursework here. UGC has a guideline that there should be a coursework in every institute, but AIIMS do not have a kind of coursework. Only biochemistry department has a kind of coursework, but that is only for the like kind of departmental thing. There is no such written like kind of regulations, or you can say guidelines in the academic section. That is only the departmental thing that they are doing coursework for like kind of 6 months or 1 year. Okay, so rich lab facility problems. So this is the best thing that to understand the rich lab. What is rich lab? Rich lab is where, or rich department is that department where all the facilities are available, that is with all the kind of basic things. Okay, suppose you are going to do the northern blotting, then every device should be there to perform that activity, perform that experiment. So what happens if your lab is rich say I mean if your department is rich at least, then you do not have the kind of facility problems. But what happens in AIIMS, if you are a junior, you are like enrolling in under the junior faculty, then obviously your lab will be like kind of not much rich, but department has a central facility, you can get there. But again, the enrolling in the like kind of senior faculties will be good from my side, so that all the facilities for your PhD you are getting there. You do not have to wonder like kind of things for your like kind of techniques. Okay, so this is a very important thing. If you are getting enrolled in the PhD, you have to mind about the rich lab or the facility problem, if any, in kind of departments. Okay, so main departments. What are main departments? Main departments are that departments, if I am saying that the physiology, biochemistry, anatomy, or biophysics, biotechnology, reproductive biology, these are kind of departments where MSc is going on. If there is MSc going on, then what happens, there should be an internal candidate as the MSc student, because if you are a MSc student here, then you obviously will get the higher opportunity than the other which are not from AIIMS. So this is the main thing that you have to mind, that if you are applying in the main departments, you should have a kind of extraordinary performance so that you can beat the like kind of internal candidates. Okay, so internal candidates are everywhere, not only in AIIMS. I am saying everywhere internal candidates are the hamper thing. But if you are a good performer, if you have the best performance, then it's not be a kind of your cup of tea. Okay, you will handle that. The degree doesn't have a department name. This is kind of dilemma, you can say. You can count it in demerit, you can count in merit. What happens if you are after your thesis submission, if you are getting the degree in the convocation, then what happens, there is no anything about the mentioning of the kind of department. So this is the best thing, as I am like telling about my opinion, that it is the best thing that department name is not mentioned there. But in some of the institute, department name is there. It is a kind of thing which is giving you a extraordinary like kind of specialization. Okay, if suppose if you are a like kind of biotech graduate, then biotech MSc, then biotech PhD, then it is an advantage that you are in a streamlined manner. Okay, but in AIIMS Delhi, there is no kind of department name on our degree, so it is for some it is like kind of you can say problem, but for some students it is an advantage. So PhD journey decided by the guide. This is the main important and main like you can say crux of this lecture, that your PhD journey is decided by guide. Why? Suppose if you are enrolled under a guide which is very cruel, then what happens, they will every time tease you, they will like kind of not entertain you, they will not give leave. everything depending on the guide. They will say that you have to like kind of come at 8 and go at 10 o'clock in the night, then you have to follow that. So everything is in the PhD is like decided by the guide. Even what happens if you have a kind of fellowship, then fellowship is like guided by the guide. If they'll sign, then only your next month of installment or next like kind of annual you can say the continuation you will get. So that is only the guide who is deciding your PhD actually. Okay, everything is decided by the guide. So guys, duration of the PhD in AIIMS is minimum 3 years and maximum of 5 years written in the prospectus. But that is the different thing. It is the scenario that everyone takes like kind of 5 years. Some of the people depending on the guide. Again, it is depending on the guide that what is will be your duration. In AIIMS, I have seen the students who have completed their PhD in 7-8 years. So it is only the guide who will decide your duration of the PhD. But it is an average kind of 5 years. Okay. So now what happens, what is the case here, that academic section has a kind of certain guidelines in the PhD reform. They like used to give the alarm kind of thing, you can say reminder in your mail and in your guide's mail, so that to complete the PhD in the tenure of 5 years. So this is the best thing which is going on, and this has been like kind of implemented in last few years. Okay, so the duration is like kind of 5 years. Some people also submit in like kind of 3 or 4 years. Okay, so minimum is 3 years. Okay, so guys, duration of the PhD is guided by the depending on the guide only. Okay, doctoral committee. What is doctoral committee in your PhD? This is the best thing that now I am talking about the merits. I have completed demerits. I have completed the sections which are which are in the heading of merits and demerits. Now doctoral committee. Doctoral committee members are those members who is actually the kind of surveillance on your PhD. If you are doing work, you are doing the wrong way, you are doing in the good way, all the things they'll pass. The doctoral committee is, you can say, a guard for your degree. Okay, say this is kind of barricade, you can say. They will pass or fail. Okay, if they are going to tell that yes, your work is satisfactory, your work is good, then only you are going to have a kind of award of the degree. So doctoral committee are those members of faculties or scientists or any kind of, you can say, mainly scientists and the faculties are in the doctoral committee, but some of the like kind of physiotherapist, yoga instructor you can take. Okay, 24/7 lab. This is the best facility AIIMS has. You can have a 24/7 lab facility. Okay, so the key is with you. In some of the labs I am telling about, they are having problems in 24/7 lab access. So in most of the labs you are having 24/7 lab access. As per your choice, as per your like convenience, you can come in the lab and work in the lab. Okay, EHS facility is the good thing here, that employee health services. If you are enrolled as a PhD student and you are going to have a kind of health facility for you and for your like kind of parents, you can say, you are going to get the medical facility, and here everything will be free. You can like take 1 lakhs of medicines in a year free of cost, but you have to pay some amount of like kind of minimal charge, and the EHS facility you can avail here. Okay, so library is 24/7 here, and it is very good library here, and you can access it anyway. Some of the PhD students who are preparing like kind of assistant professor exam, and some of the PhD students also prepare for like kind of civil services, they can access library for 24/7. Okay, so guys, tuition fee here is very less. For 5 years or for 3 years, you can say it is around 1000 or 1500 rupees. So it is very good that tuition fee is very less here. But what happens if you are going to have a like kind of hostel? Everybody has the kind of mindset that the hostel fee will be higher. So there is no hostel fee kind of thing here. Hostel fee will be like kind of 300-400 per year. That is the thing. And besides that, you have to have kind of HRA. Okay, you have to pay your HRA to the AIIMS. Okay, if you are having own fellowship, the HRA will be deducted from the AIIMS. If you are having the institute fellowship, there is no HRA deduction, because the consolidated amount will be tendered into your account. Okay, from project the HRA will be deducted again. So kind of scope of the course. So this is the main thing here to learn about the scope of the course. So everyone here coming have a kind of brand that I am going to have a degree from the AIIMS. This is the highest institute and this is reputed also. So what kind of scope the course, that is PhD, have. This is a very much kind of dilemma thing. If suppose you are a kind of your job, your scope will depend on your MSc basically. Why? Because there is no departmental name mentioned on the degree. So if you have a specialization in biotech, that is masters in biotech, you are coming here, you are getting degree from lab oncology, then no worry. Okay, then no worry, if your work is mol bio, you will be kind of given priority in the biotech lab. So everything is depending on your masters. But here molecular biology people come, and the best thing is that here, after here, you are having a great recommendation, that the strong recommendation you can say from here, so that the many people I know, many, you can say 9 out of 10 peoples are going from here, like kind of MIT, you can say University of California, and everywhere they are going. I know hundreds of people who are there. So there is a strong recommendation from here, so that to pursue your like postdoctoral fellowship there. You can be assistant professor depending on your department. If you are from the core department, again in masters, and you have pursued good like PhD, your work is good, then obviously you are going to get the job there. Okay, so this is the main thing about the scope of the course. Scope is very good, and as it is a medical institute, then also you are going to get job in the like kind of hospitals. If you have the clinical work, you are going to get job in the hospitals. And if you have a kind of molecular work, or you can say antibiotic पे भी काम है अगर, तो you are going to get job in kind of also the industries, that is the you can say Cipla and Baxi, many companies are there, they are going to hire you. So this was about the scope of the course, and everything I hope will be clear at here. Then the last topic I have discussed is that PhD at other AIIMS are also available. You can go to the AIIMS respective sites like Bhopal, Rishikesh, and you can say Jodhpur. Everyone has the kind of PhD course now available. So you can go on the respective site, and if you want, if you think that the convenience is good from there, you can pursue your PhD there also. Okay, so guys, thank you so much for your kind attention, and this was the first lecture of the PhD entrance lecture series, and I hope you have enjoyed. Please connect me on social media. I have given my social media handles. Please like, share, and don't forget to subscribe the channel. I am going to reach at like 1000 of subscribers, and that will be a great thing. So guys, thank you so much.